Another name for if statement is conditional statement. If statement is used to execute some commands if some certain conditions are met. That is, if this is true, if this condition is met, then do this for me. Meaning that don't do it if the condition is not met. For instance, the reason we started this class is because the time is 6.
Yeah.
Meaning that if it's not yet 6, don't start the class. That is if statement. Start the class when the time is 6. So this is how if statement works. You have a condition. You write if, you start with if, then you put some conditions here. Now if the condition is met, it's going to do something. So if this condition is met, it's going to do something. But if the condition is not met, it is not going to do this. Do you understand the explanation, man?
Yeah.
Alright, man. Let's look at an example. Now, is 4 lesser than 10?
Yes.
That's fine. Because this condition is met, it's going to print error. It's going to print error. Because this condition is met. Let's assume this is 20. Is 20 lesser than 10? No.
No.
Because the condition is not met, it is not going to print error. Any question, ma'am?
It said print hello, but you didn't run the code this one.
Okay, let me run the code now. It's not displaying anything because the condition is not met. You can see hello because the condition is met. Now, the things inside this if statement will be indented. What I mean is this. You see, this I is not inside this if statement because it's not spaced. If it's like this, it's going to be inside the if statement. If it's like this, it is outside of it. That means it will print I whether this condition is met or not. Do you understand, man? Okay. Now, note this gap, this space here. You can achieve it by pressing tab once, or you press space bar 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. You press your space bar 4 times, right from beginning of the if. You press your space bar 4 times, or you press your tab once. With that, it is going to give you that. And this is to show that this is inside the if statement. Now, if I run this code now, I will only see hello and I if A is lesser than 10. But if A is not lesser than 10, I won't see both of them.
Yeah.
So let's say A is 18. I can't see anything. So you have less than. This is a comparison operator. It checks, it compares A with 10. It checks if A is lesser than 10. We also have the greater than. If A is greater than 10, do whatever we have here. So this is going to print hello and I if A is greater than 10. If you run this code now, you're going to see both of them because 18 is greater than 10. We also have the less than or equal to and the greater than or equal. This is greater than or equal to. This is greater than or equal to. We also have that one. This condition will be true if the value of A is greater than 10 or if the value of A is equal to 10. That means if A is 10, it will still print the two of them. Do you understand?
I don't understand that.
Okay, do you understand it now? If I run this code, will I see both of this line? Will I see hello and I?
Yes. What?
Will I see?
No.
Okay, why won't I see it?
If 10 is greater than 10, no. Is it greater or less than? Greater than. It's not great. It's just the same. Is equal to.
Exactly, man. It's not greater than 10. This condition is not true. Thank you, man. Because it's not true, it's not going to do this. Right. Now, but if it is greater than or equal to, this is going to print hello and I. Because 10 is equal to 10, even though 10 is not greater than 10. But the fact that 10 is equal to 10, it will still print it. This condition will be true if the value of A is either greater than 10 or the value of A is equal to 10. Do you get it, man?
Yes, sir.
Meaning that if this were to
You have to put the small full stop, the double dented
this
stuff. Yeah.
yes, but it's very common. If I remove it, it will turn an error. Yes, ma'am.
Is that for the if condition or what?
Yes, ma'am. It's for the if condition. In if conditions, IF is very important. Then followed by this. You see, you can remove this parenthesis. It will still work with or without the parenthesis. But you see this colon is very important. Yes, ma'am. So greater than or equal to, if the value of A is greater than 10 or the value of A is equal to 10, is to do this. So this is going to print hello and I, because obviously 10 is greater than 12 is greater than 10. Also, if A were to be 10, it will still print hello and I, because 10 is equal to 10. Any question? We also have the less than or equal to. This will still print hello and 9 because 10 is equal to 10. And if this were to be 2, it will still print hello and 9 because 2 is lesser than 10. Now let's go to this interesting part. What if we only want to check if A is equal to 10? If A is equal to 10. Before we go into that part, I want us to look at something. If I run this code, what will I see on the screen?
A is 6, print A.
A equals to 2, A equals to 6, then print A.
I think A is equal to 6.
Thank you, ma'am. A is equal to 6. When we check it, this is going to print out 6 for us. Let's run it together. The last value will override the previous value. We're going to say 6. Meaning that, let's explain this code. This first line will create a variable A container A. Then 2 will be inserted inside container A. Then, this will change the content of container A to 6. This will print the content of container A, which is 6. So this equal sign is used to change the content of this container A. Do you get it?
Yeah.
So that is the work of the equal sign. to set the
Yeah.
value of a container to something. Now, having explained that now, we can now come back
Yeah.
here. So what I want to do here is that I want to check if A is equal to 10. I am not trying to change the value of A to 10. I only want to check if A is 10. Just compare the value, right? Now, if I use this single equal sign, it's not going to work. Because this equal sign, what it does is that it changes the value of a container.
Yeah.
So that's why we have this error. But like I said, again, what I just want to do is to compare. So in Python, we're given another syntax. This is the double equal sign. This checks. This double equal sign is a comparison operator. It only compares. The single equal sign assigns. It assigns a value to a variable. The double equal sign only compares. Do you get it, man? So this we check. Is A equals to 10? No, it's not going to do anything. It will not do this. But if this
What
were...
does double equal sign mean? Because I don't understand that.
Okay. The double equal sign is to check if A is equal to 10.
Yeah.
Do you get it, man? Just to compare. If it could have been written like this. If A is equal to 10. But the problem is that this equal sign, we try to change the value of A to 10. And we are not interested in changing the value of A. We only want to check if A is 10, not to change A to 10. Do you get it, man? Okay, if you don't get it, let's look at this part. This is going to print 10 for us. Because this equal sign has changed the value of A to 10. Do you understand that?
Yeah. I understand that.
Hello, ma?
I said I understand that one.
Okay,
sir.
you understand it. Now, if you don't do the same thing, you know what we have here is the exact thing we have here.
Yeah.
So this one, we also try to change the value of A to 10. Do you get it?
Yeah.
And meanwhile, we are not interested in changing A to 10. We only want to check if A is 10. You know, there are two different things. One
Yeah.
is to change. We want to change the content. What is inside A to 10? That is what this line 2 is doing. But what we want to do here is we want to check if A is 10. We still want our A to be 2.
Yeah.
To be 2. We still want our A to be 2. Right? But we want to check if that A is 10. Of course, 2 is not 10. Because it's not 10, it is not going to do this. But the problem is that this equal sign is an assignment operator. It changes the value of something. Even though we are trying to check, what it will do is that it will try to change the value of A. Do you get it, man? Which is illegal. You can't do that inside this place. You cannot change a value inside this place. What you can only do here is to compare, to check. And that's why you have this error. So that's why we're giving the double equal sign. This only compares. It only checks if A is equal to 10. Do you get the difference, man? If A is equal to 10, that is, if this condition is true, this only compares. Then, do this one. Any question? Do you get
So
it?
you said A is equal to 2.
Yes, ma'am.
And then when you put the asterisk of the sign,
Okay. This is to comment it, to tell Python to ignore this
the
line.
one is that you're commenting, it means that you just want it to be like that.
Yes, I don't want Python to read it. I want Python to ignore the lines.
Okay. And then print A. You don't want Python to read that. If A is equal to 10. The double equal to means that you're comparing, Abi.
Exactly, man.
So it means in this whole thing now A is still equal to 2.
Exactly, man.
So it means that it will not print it. It will not print if we say if we're trying to check if it's equal to 10, it means it's not going to print anything because it's not equal to 10.
Exactly, man. Exactly.
Alright, I understand.
Okay, man. So we are not saying anything. But if it were to be 10 like this, then it's going to print these two lines. Any question, no?
I understand it, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Okay. So, we've looked at the less than. We've looked at the greater than, less than, greater than, less than or equal to, greater than or equal to. Then, now, we've looked at the double equal sign. Let's proceed. We also have the not equals to, not equal sign. The not, the or, and the and. The not, the or, and the and. But, okay, let's look at one of them. We look at not. In the next class, we look at the remaining. Look at the remaining. We can also say A can be 2, right? Whereby we can say if A is not equal to 10, this is not, exclamation mark, is not. If A is not equal to 10, then print this to. So are we going to say L and I or not?
If A is not equal to 10, so it's going to print L and I.
Exactly, ma'am. It's going to print it to them. Let's go to else. You see, before now, or so far, if this condition is true, it will do this. If the condition is not true, it will do nothing. It will do nothing. But now, with what we're about to look at now is that if the condition is not true, it will do another thing, it will do something else. If it is true, it will still do this. But if it's not true, maybe you want to do something else, you want to do another thing. So let's do that. Just something like this. This brings us to else. Else. So, if the condition is true, it will do this first part. If the condition is not true, it will do this else. Do you understand this now? Now, if you learn this code, what are we going to see?
If we run this code, it says print if it is equal to, it's going to print how are you doing.
Exactly. Thank you, ma'am. It is going to print how are you doing. Good. What are we going to see if you run this code?
Sir?
What are we going to see if you run this code?
So A is going to say how are you doing as well.
No, it's going to print L and I. A is 2.
What?
It's going to print. A is 2.
Yeah, it's lesser than 5.
2 is lesser than 5. Yes, ma'am. So because the condition is 2, it will do this part.
Yeah.
But if the condition is not, it would have done this. Let's run it together.
Yes.
We have this L I. Let's look at more examples. A is 6. What are we going to see if we learn these codes?
If it's 6, we're going to see how are you doing.
Is 16 greater than
Okay.
5? No. So it's going to print
What?
how are you doing. You are right, ma'am. It's going to print how are you doing.
Oh,
Correct. So you see that it performs this or this based on this condition. Now let's still look at right. If I run this code, what are we going to see?
so if you run the code, 30 is greater than 15. So if you run the code, it's going to give you hello and hi.
Oh, thank you, ma'am. This is going to give us hello and I. It will also give us today is Friday.
Oh,
This today is Friday is not inside the if and is not inside the else. So it's going to give today is Friday whether the condition is true or not.
that's true.
Any question, ma'am?
No question, I understand.
Okay. Let's look at one more example. Let's say okay, let's say so what are we going to see if you run these codes?
So if 1 is greater than 10, so because 1 is not greater than 10, it's going to say how are you doing and today's Friday.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. So that's the end of today's class assignment.
Okay, so
Now what you're going to do for me, ma'am, is this. You tell the user to enter his or her age. Tell the user to enter his or her age. Now, if the number entered by the user, if it is 18 and above, you are going to display this message. You can vote here. But if the number entered by the user is less than 18, you are going to display you cannot vote here. Do you get it, ma'am? That's the assignment. Tell the user to enter their age. So the user will enter his or her age. If the number entered by the user is 18 and above, you're going to display you can vote here. But if it's not, you're going to display you cannot vote here. Any question, ma'am?
No question.
Alright, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thanks very much, sir. Thank you.